Coach, I want to talk to you about the depth of this receiver room. You finally have a fully healthy Chris Hilton, also the new additions, but I want to talk to you about Trey Green. He's a young talent. What is expected out of him this year?
Well, continue his development. As you know, he came on as a true freshman last year, showed his ability clearly, especially in the red zone. We want him to be an every down tight end. So that means you've got to block in line, you've got to be physical, because I think we've already seen his gifts as a wide receiver tight end. But now it's maybe some of the dirty work, if you will, where he's got to get his hand in the dirt and get after some people at the line of scrimmage. So, and he's done a great job. I mean, physically, he's more developed, he's stronger. He's had he had a few days where he was dehydrated. It gets a little hot in Louisiana in the summer. But other than that, he has made incredible progress. So we're looking for him to have a great year for us.
Right side first row, then pass it to your right.
Tyler Combs, 24/7 Sports. Brian, seems like your teams and against Ole Miss have kind of been like a firework kind of matchup right till the end. Just what do you look back on at last year, and how do you look at the matchup this year?
Well, when I think of the Ole Miss games, I think of we all want to play better defense. They've been great offensive games, right? I mean, we made an incredible comeback and won that game in overtime. The year before, it was a track meet. It's a game that our fan base loves to play against Ole Miss. But I think we would both say that we're looking to play championship level defense. And I think Ole Miss was closer to that last year with the group that they put together. Now it's our job to put together a championship defense at LSU, and I think we're closer to that.
Middle, second row.
Hey, Coach. Michael Bronner, WNSP in Mobile. You've had the opportunity to coach against Alabama now 3 times. It's obviously one of the biggest rivalries in the conference, but there's also been 2 different coaches. How has that changed going to prepare against Alabama from a Nick Saban coach team to a Kalen DeBoer coach team?
Well, look, I've played him 5 times because I played him twice at Notre Dame, and the one characteristic is physicality in the trenches. Alabama has been the most physical team that I've gone against as a head coach. They showed that and displayed that against us last year. That's why it was so important for us to upgrade there, especially on the defensive line. We felt like we got pushed around a little bit. So I would say there's some great similarities to Coach Saban's teams and Coach DeBoer's in that they recognize that this game is still won up front, and Alabama recognizes that. Now, do they have terrific skill players? Absolutely, right? We could talk about them all day. But I think it starts with the trenches, and I think it starts with the ability to maintain a standard that has been set at Alabama, and I think Kalen's done that as well.
Front row.
Dick Cox with Lindy Sports and Cox Sports Broadcasting. Well, Coach, it seems like every year you have a tough season's opener. You've got another probably top 5 matchup going to Clemson, the Battle of the Tigers, the Battle of Death Valley, and all the things you can imagine right there. But what are your thoughts about going to Clemson to play week 1?
A great deal of respect for Clemson. I think that is a given because of my background playing Clemson, as an ACC team. So I have great respect for Dabo and what he's built and the championships. But at the end of the day, our feeling is this is a goal of ours. This is one of our tangible goals that we have put out in front, that we want to start the season 1-0. It's important to us. And so our off-season training has been about that. It's about going 1-0 and playing a great program. And we're excited about the challenge. It's going to be difficult. But look, I don't think you set realistic goals unless they're difficult. This will be a difficult challenge for us, but one that we're excited about and one that we're focused on with great intent.
Front row.
Jacques Doucet, WAFB in Baton Rouge. Coach,
Jacques, is it Jacques?
Like Cousteau. Yeah.
Jacques, yes. How you doing, Jacques?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
How's the handicap?
You know what? I had other things to do in the month of June. And July can't. It goes quickly.
Yeah, well, you've had a good week. Garrett Nussmeier,
Yep.
he's not a hired gun. It's not like you threw a bunch of money, hey, come play for us. He loves LSU. He grew up in it. Just what does that mean when you're the face of your team and your leader is that guy?
He represents LSU. He represents the state of Louisiana. I mean, he is our guy. I mean, he's waited for this opportunity. He loves LSU. And so you want to follow a guy like that because he's got all the things that you're looking for in a player. Committed, passionate, focused. He's got leadership ability. And he can whip the ball around the yard when you need to. Now, the thing that he brings to the table, as I've said in many of these settings, experience is the best teacher, and he's got experience, and he's got some adversity that he had to overcome along the way. I will take that kind of quarterback anytime in the SEC, because when you go on the road, when you start with Death Valley, you bring a freshman into Death Valley, you better be ready for the backup to get in there too. That's my point, is that experience and a guy that has the traits that represent LSU is our starting quarterback. How cool is that?
Right side, second row.
Hey, Brian. Alex Byington on 3. 2 questions for you real quick. With Garrett, Arch, Lenoris is here today. Can you just speak to the level of quarterback play in the SEC this year? It seems it's been a few years since they've had the kind of that, I think there's 5 among the Heisman favorites kind of thing right now.
Again, it doesn't surprise me. You're going to get that in the SEC each and every year. And we didn't mention some other guys that are pretty darn good quarterbacks that are coming back as well. It's the nature of what you expect that you're going to get in the SEC. And they're all, the 3 that you mentioned, are all distinctly different. And that's even a better trait for your conference, that they don't all look the same. And each one of them brings an asset to their teams that you build around. We've built our offense around Garrett Nussmeier in terms of what he can do. Why wouldn't you? Next year, we might have a triple option quarterback. We'll build a triple option for him. But Nussmeier and the quarterbacks that you mentioned, each one of their coaches is building their offense around him.
And second question, Witt, Harold, both 2 guys coming off injuries. Just what does that linebacker group, especially that first team, have to prove right now? You have some highly rated guys like Harold, and what they got to prove this year?
Well, anytime you have an injury that shortens your year, and look, Harold had to make the ultimate commitment. Do I go to the NFL or do I come back? And he made that choice. We didn't make it for him. We gave him the data and the information, and he looked through it and made the best decision for him, and he felt like it was to come back. Now, you don't come back unless you have the expectations that you're going to be a dominant player. He's got the ability to do so, and I think we're helping ourselves as a team by moving him to an outside backer position, and we're helping him because I think that that's his next stop at the NFL. As it relates to Witt, Witt is our passion. He is our guy that is locked in every workout, every training session. I mean, you have a high-energy coach at every player workout. That's just the way he is wrapped. That's his DNA. So as a coach, you can imagine I can get 2 hours sleep every night because I've got Witt Weeks. A little more than 2, maybe 3.
Left side, third row.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX and College Station. Donovan Green, an incoming transfer tight end. Kind of what have you seen from him so far early on? What are kind of your expectations for him?
Pleasant surprise is how I would characterize his addition. As you know, he played as a true freshman at A&M and then suffered a very difficult injury that really put him in a tough position to really find his footing at A&M. And he says nothing but great things about the staff and how he was treated there. This was just a fresh start for him. And for us, we bring a mature veteran player that has had some success when healthy. And we're seeing that version of him right now in our program.
Middle, fifth row.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. Dan Peck, coach. Eventful offseason for college football.
Yeah.
Your level of confidence that the new rules can be enforced and the biggest challenges that you think the industry is going to face.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about where we're moving. I mean, we're in the early stages of this, so there's going to be some iterations along the way that we're going to have to look to address, improve. But I think if we operate with transparency, if we do a great job with consistency in how we apply things on a day-to-day basis, and great communication, because we're all entering this for the first time. We haven't all figured this out yet. But I'm excited about it. I mean, I want to share the revenue with the players. I want them to have a great experience where they can now fly in their families to watch them play and have a place to stay and have transportation and have those kinds of things. Look, the salary cap this year is close to $280 million in the NFL. We're going to be about $13 million. We're short money, but we're not short of sharing the experiences that the student athlete can have with this model. So I'm excited about it. Now, it's got to start with us, though, too. Coaches, those that represent the universities, we can't be looking for shortcuts and trying to get around the model. Let's embrace the model with integrity and morality, and let's help build this thing, because I think we're moving in the right direction. Let's not mess it up.
Final two questions right here and then on the end.
Hey, Coach. Jada Ferris with WAFB in Baton Rouge,
Oh,
right
I'm
here.
sorry.
Yeah. When you have 14 guys who played in the bowl game, who kind of know the expectation coming back, and then how much does that help when you're trying to bring in new guys like Barian Brown and DJ Pickett?
Well, it's absolutely crucial to have an established culture within your program. A culture is just the same way as saying, what are the standards that are acceptable, and what standards do you live by on a day-to-day basis within your program? So when you have veterans that have been in there, the Whit Weekses and the Garrett Nussmeyers and the Bo Bordelons, those guys that epitomize that and hold people accountable, you can bring in transfers because they easily assimilate because everybody's doing the same thing. So they would be outside the lines, or under the line, if you will, if they didn't. So having those guys back is extremely important. Having leaders that hold our players accountable, and especially transfers that can now come in and assimilate to the culture, that means everything.
Final question on the right.
Hey, Coach. Carmine Jammet with Fox Carolina. You have obviously had sustained success. So has Coach Dabo Sweeney. Yep. What do you think are the pillars of his programs that have allowed him to have so much success? And then when you're starting off the season with such a great matchup against another, legendary coach, what is your feeling, your excitement level when you have that going into the season?
Well, I know Dabo very well. He's extremely passionate about the game, but he wants to teach through this game. He wants to develop his players spiritually, intellectually, socially. He wants to give them the opportunity to be the best version of themselves on the field and off the field, and he runs a program accordingly. He gets knocked all the time for not wanting to take transfers. That's not really at the heart of it. He's not bringing anybody that doesn't have the right fit, right? And we all know what that means, right? You might have the skills, but you might not fit the culture. And he's developed a winning culture there, and I respect him for what he's done. But on the other hand, it's also a program that is regarded as a premier program. And so we've got an incredible challenge, one that we're excited about, one that we're looking forward to. We still think we are the Death Valley. They can use the name too. We're letting them borrow it. But I would say at the end of the day, it's about the respect that I have for him and what he's developed in his program, and then maintaining that, consistently year in and year out.
Coach, thank you
Great.
very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, we were ready with Garrett. He is ready for your questions. We'll start over here on the left side, third row.
Here you go, Garrett, to your left. Hey, Garrett, good morning. AP instead of AP as we see it. Garrett, what do you like to tell people about this LSU team and the wide receivers, and also about the running game this year that might be different?
Yeah. Well, for one, just in general about the team, I think it's the closest team that I've ever been on at LSU, just as far as the brotherhood and the camaraderie within the locker room. As far as the receiver room, I mean, I don't think that we have a receiver that runs over a 4.4. So that's exciting. A lot of versatility and a lot of speed. And, the run game, I think, has been a big emphasis for us in improving in that area. And I think you'll see a lot of versatility just as far as getting guys the ball in different ways.
Right side, third row.
Garrett, you guys added both Nick Anderson and Bauer Sharp from Oklahoma. What do both of those guys add to you guys' offense?
Yeah, I mean, both of those guys are unbelievable players. And so I'll say for one, Bauer has kind of added another level of backbone to our offense. And that type of mindset that he has, he's ready to take somebody's face off, and he can make plays, and he's electric with the ball in his hand. And Nick, on the other hand, is around the same way. He's very electric, very, very good football player, and makes plays on the ball in the air that are unbelievable. And so for him and me, it's just been about getting our chemistry down and the timing and getting on the same page of things. And, that's what the summer's been for and the spring ball. So very excited for Nick. Looking forward to what he's going to be able to put out this year.
Second row.
Garrett, you're going into your second full season as a starter. Talk about just how much you've learned and developed personally as a player. Obviously, you guys have big goals as a team this year, but you as a quarterback.
Yeah, well, for one, just having last year to be able to go back on now and watch, study. This entire offseason has been about that for me, just watching all parts of the game, seeing the areas where I need to be critical on myself and improve at, and whether it's taking care of the football or using my legs more in situations that I need to, and but it's also been about seeing the things I did well also, having confidence in that and confidence that this is what I was able to do in year one, and now it's just all I got to do is raise the floor, and I think that obviously my goals are team goals, and so I think that me being the best version of myself that I can be will hopefully lead us into the team goals.
Right side, fourth row.
Hey, Garrett. It's Jada Ferris with WAFB in Baton Rouge. You said a couple weeks ago, you're not Joe, you're not Jaden, I'm me. How important is individuality to you, especially letting people know the kind of quarterback you are?
Yeah, it's huge to me. I think obviously with the track record that LSU quarterbacks have in the past, it's not a thing of disrespect. I have a lot of respect for Jaden, a lot of respect for Joe, and what they were able to accomplish in their second years, and also, respectively in their first years as well. But, as I've said before, at the end of the day, I'm me. I'm Garrett Nussmeier. I'm a son of Christ. I'm a follower of God, and that's who I am. That's who God made me to be, and I'm worried about improving myself, being the best that I can be in order to help lead us to where we want to go.
Third row in the middle.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX and College Station. Just curious your thoughts on Marcel Reed, and you kind of worked with him with the Manning Passing Academy. Did you guys also talk about the game last year in college?
Not too much. I might have made a couple jokes in there. I think I told him that I gave it to him or something like that, and I was like, "You're welcome," or something like that, and we had a laugh. But he's a good football player, obviously. He can make plays with his feet and also with his arm, and so very excited for him. He's a great dude, great person. I'm looking forward to watching him this year.
Middle, fourth row.
Trevor Denton, Way 31. What excites you the most about getting another opportunity to play in Tuscaloosa, but this time as the starting quarterback?
Yeah, obviously Bryant Denny, I have memories of, when I was a kid, being around that building and that stadium. My dad was there, and some of my greatest experiences of my childhood were while we were with Alabama. So there's a lot of, I guess, backhanded love. It's a hatred, but it's also, it'll always hold a special place in my heart. And so anytime I get an opportunity to go back to a place that I lived and play on that field, it's the same when I was able to go back to Gainesville last year and play in the Swamp. I have memories playing there. I have memories, training on the stadium field and things like that. So it's really cool. Something that helped me a lot, when I was younger, is having those experiences and no moment being too big because I was blessed enough to be around the game and things like that. So obviously very much looking forward to going back to Tuscaloosa this year.
Front row. And then pass it to your left, both of you.
Hey, Garrett. David Cloninger, Charleston Post and Courier, the South Carolina LSU game last year. And had a lot of close plays, some flags that people still question. What do you remember about the game? And then the hit on you that wiped a pick six. What do you remember about that play and the explanation?
Yeah. I mean, that happened for sure. But I also remember getting the ball back on the 50 and taking it down and scoring to win the football game. So at the end of the day, the LSU Tigers won. And so obviously that was a great environment, really cool experience. It was loud, it was electric, it was really cool. And so a great memory for me. My first road win as a starter, first road win. So exciting. And yeah, the hit happened. It is what it is. So.
Front row.
Dick Cox with Lindy Sports and Cox Sports Broadcasting. Your season's opener is being battled, the battle of the Tigers for the battle for the real Death Valley. And it's even thrown in now with you personally about you versus Club Nicknair that both of you are listed the top of the All-American list, though. But what's your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, for one, at the end of the day, it's the LSU Tigers versus the Clemson Tigers, and that's what I'm focused on. And there's no me versus Cade or anything like that. Cade's an unbelievable football player, and he's a very special talent. And Clemson's a very good football team, and that stadium is a very, very awesome environment as well. So I'd say it's more of a welcoming of that opportunity to be able to go into a place like that on primetime television at 7 o'clock and, just put it all out there. I think there's been an emphasis for us as a team, a total switch of mindset to go 1-0 and to focus on that. There's no hiding from the fact that we've lost the last 5 openers. And that's something that we've acknowledged and we've accepted, and I think we've changed the way we think in order to make that correction.
Right side, second row.
Alex Byington on 3. You room with Arch at the MPA. Just from what you know about him personally, what are your thoughts about him taking over as the QB1? And in general, the quarterback class here in the SEC this year, Arch, you, Lenoris, several others, that'd be a long list. But what do you think about the class in general?
Yeah, no, obviously I love Arch. He's a great dude, great player. I'm really excited for him. He kind of went through a similar experience that I had to go through and waiting for your time and, waiting for your opportunity. And I think that, he's very prepared. Obviously, he comes from a very prestigious family who understands the game very well, more than most, obviously. But I'm very excited for him. I think he's going to do very well. His mindset is great. He doesn't feel like he's earned anything, even though I believe he already has, because of the type of player he is. So I'm excited to watch him go prove it, and I'm really rooting for him.
Left side, back row.
Garrett, kind of along those same lines with Lenoris Sellers. Obviously, you're seeing him in SEC play and at the Manning Passing Academy. Just what is your evaluation of his talent as a fellow SEC quarterback? Yeah, he's an unbelievable player. His ability to extend plays and make plays outside the pocket is special. And also, I think some people don't realize how good of a passer he is as well. He's a pure thrower of the football, and he can rip it. And so he's a great dude as well. Getting to spend time with him as well at the Manning camp and get to know him. And so another player that I'm really excited to watch this year, and I hope he has a great season.
Middle, back.
Garrett, highly successful first season as LSU starter. What have you been focusing on as far as improving your game this offseason?
Yeah, well, I think for one, there's no hiding from the turnovers, and I think it's more of an understanding of, the way I am as a player, as an anticipation passer. There's going to be some interceptions. The ones that I need to eliminate are the ones that don't need to happen, the ones where I'm trying to do too much, the ones where I'm trying to make a play when I don't need to. And I think it ties into my growth as well, and I've really bought into trying to change my body makeup and being able to be more durable, to be able to run, to be able to make plays with my feet as well. And I think, there are times last year where I may have made a mistake that if I would have just put my head down and gone and got back to the line of scrimmage or went and ran for 3 yards and slid, it would have been a different outcome. So all of them tie together, and there are also many ways that I'm trying to grow as well and be better as a player. And as I said before, it's more about just becoming more well-rounded and raising the floor.
One last question, real quick, second row.
Keeby Huggins, WFB Baton Rouge. Chris Hilton, you guys both came in together, both in your 5th years, but this is the first year you finally have a fully healthy Chris Hilton. What should we expect out of you guys this year?
Yeah, I think last year, if you'd asked me the same question, everybody was raving about how good of a player Chris was. And the injury that caused him to not be able to show everybody kind of was a setback for him. And I'm super proud of him and the way that he attacked his rehab and getting back. And I think at the end of the year, you saw the Chris Hilton that we were talking about. about. Chris is a special player. I mean, his speed on top of his quickness and his catch and run ability, on top of his ability to go make plays on the football, it's special. Obviously, Chris, I came in with Chris out of high school, and he's somebody that I'll always have a good relationship with, and I'll always be rooting for him. But I think what you're going to see this year is more of a complete Chris Hilton. And he's really, just bought into continuing to get better, to continuing to build off the confidence that he gained at the end of the season last year. And I think Chris really, if you look at all the healthy games Chris has played, my first start in the ReliaQuest Bowl in 2023, and then, or I guess it was 2024, and then you look at the last 3 games of last season, and even the bowl game this year. Chris was able to make plays vertically every single time, and not only vertically, but also intermediate, and even in the quick game as well. I think he has really grown as a complete and total receiver. So very excited for him this fall.
Garrett, thank you very much.
Yep, thank you for having me. God bless.
We'll get the microphone to you. Anybody who want to open with a question? Okay, on the left side.
Bree Andrews, WBRZ in Baton Rouge. Chris, we know you dealt with an injury last year, and your career hasn't gone as smooth as you might have liked, but what are you most excited about this season, hopefully being able to play a full season fully healthy?
I would say I'm really just excited to see what I could do. Obviously, everybody knows that I've been injured in the past, and I plan to keep that in the past. And I don't question what God has planned for me. So whatever he has planned for me moving forward, I have full faith in him, so yeah.
We'll go right here in the front row.
Hi, Chris. Can you talk a little bit about your season opener, the Battle of the Tigers, the Battle of Death Valleys, and just a big matchup between probably two top 5 teams coming in, though? What are your thoughts on that way to start the season?
For one, I've never been to Clemson, so I'm excited to play there. I heard the atmosphere is electric, so I can't wait to see that, and it should be a good game. And I'm pretty sure y'all heard the main focus in our building has been when we won, so that's what we're going to try to do.
Middle, second row.
Hi, Olivia Drawdy with LSU Tiger TV. Coach Kelly talked about this morning, just addressing some of the needs at the wide receiver position, but also still making sure that you guys have a lot of veteran support. Can you sort of speak about what you've seen from both of those perspectives?
I would say we became more vocal in our room, like leadership-wise, you know what I mean? I feel like that's something that we've been missing in that room, so that's kind of been like the main focus.
Middle in the back.
A lot of excitement around Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. A lot of excitement around Garrett after the season he had last year. What can you say about the offseason he's had, improvements, and just expectations for what you think you have at the quarterback position this year?
I would say the biggest thing I've seen from him is he took a big step being a leader, like more of a vocal leader, like not just leading the offense, but leading the whole team. And the sky's the limit for him. Like, he can do whatever he want to do as long as he continues to put the work in.
Right side, third row.
Alex Byington on 3. Brian mentioned today that Nick kind of got himself into a bit of a car accident. What did you learn about that? And him and Brown, how they're newcomers. What's that receiver room like right now?
So I heard about that this morning. You know what I'm saying? I hope he's okay. But adding them to the room is not going to do anything but, how do I want to say this, make us more dynamic, right? Said this in previous interviews. You would think it would cause problems, but it's not, because we have so many weapons. Like, you try to put emphasis on one of us, you still got to worry about 2 others, right? And if you somehow find a way to guard 2 of us, you still got a third you got to worry about. So,
Left side, second row.
Jacques Doucet, WAFB in Baton Rouge. You're from Zachary. Was LSU always the dream? Are you living your dream right now?
So, one, I ain't think I'd be playing football right now. I thought I'd be hooping, but that was short-lived. Growing up, I grew up, that's when Oregon was good with Marcus Mariota and DeAnthony Thomas and all them. So I was a fan of them. But like I said, staying close to home, like that means everything to me because my parents can come to all the games. They're actually here right now. So that means a lot to me.
Right here in the front row.
Dick Cox with Lindy Sports and Cox Sports Broadcasting. What is your favorite place? I know your home game's electric atmosphere, but what's your favorite road trip venue you like to go to play?
That I would like to go to? Ole Miss. That one was a little personal for me. Cause back in 23, I had the chance to win that game. It didn't work out like that, so that would probably be one I would like to go back to.
Middle, the back.
Can you preview the rest of the receiver room for us and let us know sort of what else LSU has to offer at receiver?
We're gonna be really dynamic, very explosive. Really just that you're gonna see a whole bunch of dances, a whole lot of celebrations. Yeah.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX in College Station. One of the transfers is tight end Donovan Green. I don't know how much you've gotten to know him, but kind of what is he like, and watching him practice, kind of what do you feel like he will bring to the team?
I think he's going to be just like the majority of our tight end room. He's going to be very versatile. He's going to bring a lot to the team. He's going to bring that energy.
Left side.
You brought it up. I don't know if we've ever talked to you about it, but 2023 Ole Miss, you had your hands on the ball and you felt like you could have had it. Is that something that you've motivated you or worked on in your career?
It's definitely something that it's been in the back of my mind ever since it happened. 'Cause I didn't just drop that one. I dropped the one earlier in the game too. And I don't remember the final score to that game, but like just think if I catch those two, that's a different game. More than likely, that's a different season. You know what I mean? So, like I said, that's something that's been in the back of my mind for a hot minute.
Middle, in the back.
What can you say about playing for Coach Kelly and anything that might surprise folks about Coach Kelly they don't get to see that maybe you're familiar with from your time with him?
I would say he wants what's best for his players. Like that's been his main thing. Like he wants what's best for us, and he's gonna push us to be our best. And the one thing I think that people don't really know about him is he cracks a lot of jokes, like a bunch of them.
What's it like scoring a touchdown in front of the student section on that end of the field?
I ain't gonna lie, that's a different feeling right there. Just like those are people you go to school with, they see you around campus, you probably know some of them, so yeah.
Is it louder on that end of the field?
Most definitely, yeah. Because I scored mine the opposite end zone, so I didn't get to score in front of the student section.
Front row.
What's the most important thing you want people to know about you?
That I've had a rough road, you know, things haven't gone as planned. I would say one of the best things I did since I've been here was open the Bible and just started reading, you know. That's kind of how I got back to myself, and which I saw the last two games, that's the product of God having his hand on me.
Final question here in the middle.
Keep Huggins, WFB. This receiver room is loaded. You're like the old man of this room. You're not very outspoken, so how are some other ways you're able to lead if you're not like the very talkative person?
I would say just leading by example, letting my work ethic show for itself, and just bringing along the rest of the room with me.
Chris, thank you very much.
Thank y'all.
Okay, we have Whit Weeks of LSU. If you guys want to come up and ask questions, we have him for 10 minutes. He does not have any opening remarks, so we'll go straight to questions. Whit, tell me, what's the attitude of Baton Rouge this year? Everybody fired up and ready to go?
Oh, yeah, everybody's fired up. I can feel it throughout the city. I feel like every fan is so bought in this year and invested. It's fun to be in Baton Rouge right now.
Do we have any questions right here in the third row?
Jacques Doucet, WAFB-TV in Baton Rouge. Whit, LSU fans, they've really gravitated to you. What's it been like to interact with them and meet them on the street and whatnot?
It's awesome. The best fans in the world are in Baton Rouge, and LSU's fan base is second to none. And getting to play in front of them on Saturday nights in Death Valley that's a special moment. Getting to play in front of my classmates in Death Valley, it's the best feeling in the world to be able to play in front of 102,000 fans who are screaming the whole time.
Going to go on the right side in the back.
Hey, Jacob Verdon from the Verdon Verdict. How's the recovery process been, Whit? How you feeling?
Yeah, thanks for asking. It was a long road to get back, but I'm feeling better than I ever have, and I credit that to the training staff and to the strength coaches. They spent a lot of time with me this offseason getting my body right and getting my ankle healthy.
We'll go here in the middle on the fourth row.
Jada Ferris with WAFB Channel 9 in Baton Rouge. Having been on the team for a while now, do you feel like you're kind of in the more veteran role now where you can like coach these younger guys up and show them kind of how things are done at LSU?
Definitely. Being here, this will now be my third year, going on junior year. I do feel like that I'm a veteran voice in that locker room, and it's cool to take the younger linebackers under your wing and kind of show them the ropes a little bit. So I take a lot of pride in that, and whenever you see them when they first get here to where they are now, that's a cool feeling for me, my brother, and Harold, who are really the veteran voices in the linebacker room. I think that's a great thing to see those guys kind of grow up before your eyes.
In the middle, back row.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. What can you say about Garrett and his leadership and just sort of the way the team has gravitated to him in his time at LSU?
Well, first of all, that dude's a baller. So when you have a quarterback like him, it's hard not to gravitate towards him. I mean, he has a big personality. He's fun to be around, and everybody in the locker room loves him. So when your quarterback is that guy on your team, it's very exciting to see because when your quarterback's your leader, you're going to have a good team.
Middle, second row.
Kiwi Huggins, WFB Channel 9. What are you most excited about being back on the field with your boy, Harold Perkins?
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait to be out there playing with Harold. He's the best football player, the best defensive college football player in the world. So being able to play with him, he makes it easy to be a good football player because you know he's going to be out there making plays, and you want to make plays for him too.
Right side, second row.
Alex Byington on 3. Wait, you can talk about Harold, but he's dealt with a lot of injuries over his career, came in 5-star kind of kid. How have you seen him adjust to that, and where's the limit for him right now?
The sky's the limit for Harold. He's the best athlete I've probably ever seen in my whole life. So if you let Harold be Harold, he'll be a superstar, and it's not going to be hard for him to be a superstar.
Middle in the back.
Any players on the team that people maybe don't really know that much about right now, but you expect them to break through over the course of the season?
There's not even one name that I could give you right now because there's so many. The work that we've put in this offseason and seeing how far people have grown, freshmen who are now going to be sophomores, how much they've grown in this offseason and the transfers that we've brought in, there's so many dudes who I could list off 20 guys right now who are going to have breakout years this year.
We'll go on the right side again.
Hey, Whit, how is it so far to have your little brother Zach on campus? What's that been like?
It was weird at first because he skipped his senior year, so he's only 17 years old coming to college. But just being around him, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be around both my brothers all the time. But it definitely took some adjusting to get used to having both of them there, Zach, he's crazy. So he's a lot of fun to be around.
Left side, third row.
Wait, you said, a lot of the transfers are just going to have impact years. One of them, I don't know how familiar you are with him, but a tight end, Donovan Green. Have you gone up against him in practice, and just kind of what's he like?
That dude's a workhorse. He's one of the hardest working guys we have in the building. And I haven't been up against him yet because I wasn't able to play spring ball, but getting to watch him, that dude can play. He's an athlete that you can split out, and he's going to be able to win those one-on-one routes.
Middle and the back.
You guys are one of several teams in the SEC opening with a really big game, with a game against another major conference opponent. What can you say about knowing that you don't really have a runway? You're starting the season against a team like Clemson opening weekend.
It's exciting. I want to play the best teams every week because those are the fun games to play in. Primetime TV, 7:30 ABC. Those are the games that you live for. That's why I play football, is to play in environments like that, play against teams like that. And my motto is, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. So we're going to go out there week 1 against Clemson, and that's what you want. You want to go play a good team. You don't want to lollygag into the season. You want to go get into a fist fight the first week.
We'll go on the right side, third row.
Trevor Denton, Way 31. Season openers have been a little bit of a challenge for you guys. Lost the last 5, 3 under Brian Kelly. Is that something that's discussed in the locker room this offseason, how to maybe start the season off better, especially with such a big game like that?
We know what our past records have been in home games, and every day we go into work to change that narrative. Everybody in the whole building knows what the goals are for this season, and Clemson's just the first team that we have to beat in order to achieve those goals.
We have wait for a few more minutes. Any other questions? What is the key to handling the expectations that teams like LSU have in the preseason? How do you do it personally?
I think you have to have a strong support group within the locker room. Being able to rely on your brothers every day when you're in that locker room. We have a lot of fun together. Or this team this year, every workout that I show up to, that we show up to, there's never going to be a dull moment. So it's really fun to be around the guys this year, and I feel like that's how you can handle expectations, is just being able to rely on your brothers.
We're on the left side, standing up.
Hey, Whit, AP Stedham, AP, as we see it.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Whit, what is the best part about your quarterback that you like to tell people?
How competitive he is. No matter what we're doing, he's going 110%. Obviously on the football field, but ping pong, pool, golf, anything we do, he's going to try to absolutely destroy his competition, and that's promising to see.
Second row here in the middle.
Kiwi Huggins, WFB, you said you did not participate in spring. Are you fully ready to go for fall camp?
Yes, definitely. I feel like within these past 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever, since the start of June, I've really been able to get back to being my old self. So I did sit out the spring, but now I'm ready to roll, and I feel really good.
We have time for 2 final questions. We'll go here in the middle. John.
What keeps you so happy, energetic, enthusiastic? Do you just really appreciate the opportunity to play college football?
Every day. Every day. I mean, this was a dream of mine as a kid. I'm from Georgia, the great state of Georgia, so growing up, I always knew how great LSU was, but I never really knew what LSU was about until I got down there. And I thank God every single day for allowing me to be an LSU Tiger. It is truly the honor of my lifetime to put on that purple and gold and represent the great state of Louisiana and the great fans. And that's an honor that I don't take lightly. I know how passionate our fan base is, and I'd be doing them a disservice if I don't go out there every single day and give 110% for them, because I know how much they love us. So it's not hard to do. It's not hard to go out there and play passionate when you're playing in front of the best fans in the world.
Over here on the right.
Chessa Boucher with NBC 33 in Baton Rouge. Harold was in your position last year here at SEC Media Days. Did he give you any advice as you got ready for today?
He said, just go be yourself. I got to spend a lot of time with Harold this offseason, just throughout our rehab, and me and him have become really close. And he was a shoulder that I could lean on no matter what. Days that looked long for me, Harold was right there hey, bro, keep your head up, keep pushing. We're going to get through this together, because obviously he's coming off an injury. I'm coming off an injury. But he just told me go be myself and to have fun.
Final question, middle in the back.
You're going into your third year as a starter. LSU's got a couple players who maybe are going to get their first taste of significant playing time. What are the most important things for a player who's going to see an increase in snaps going into a season?
I would say the same thing that Harold said to me. Be yourself. There's a reason that you're playing football at LSU right now. If you weren't one of the best college football players in the world, you wouldn't be at LSU. So just go be yourself, have confidence, and know that at times adversity is going to hit. Something bad's going to happen, but know that every single person out there has your back. And the brotherhood at LSU this year is stronger than I've ever seen. So there's going to be no pointing fingers, no nothing. Just know that, hey, something bad happens, I have your back. Everybody else has your back. Coach Kelly has your back. Coach Baker, Coach Sloan, everybody in the building has your back. So just go play. Don't be scared to go be who you are.
Whit, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank y'all.